go to the other place.
I don't know where it is or what it's called. I don't know.
So we'll go adventuring. Hi, you!
Hi, you.
If you need any dental work done, I highly recommend this lady right here. She made my toothache go away. Well, it was a headache. Okay, it was Diva. You know what? I got to tell you, that has paid off for you. I have put that look in the yearbook every year. At least one picture. You guys are well backlit. Oh, is this the Doomed by Diva section over here? Yeah. I'm so sorry. How did you get on the list? This is Mama and Papa Claus. That's Diva's parents. So they didn't really have any choice. They don't even get appeal rights, to be honest with you. This is Todd. He's Elf Jingle. He can at least appeal his conviction because he met Diva in, out and about. These two, though.
We're still making.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so we know that.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. We're taking it with us either way.
That's one of the other one, but he's always in the same one. Oh yeah.
And they don't
You're the one who's
with the invocation or prayer.
Okay, I'll try to speak up so you can hear me before I say the graces. My wife said, please tell everybody hello. In April the 1st, it'll be 3 years she's been in that bed from the stroke. She really would like to be here, but I'll tell her, I'll give her your greetings. Thank you. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you, Lord, for this gathering. Lord, we love our brothers, and it's great to be Santa. And Lord, we thank you for your goodness and your kindness to us. Bless us food to our bodies. Help us to have a good meeting and a good day, and we ask it in your name. Amen.
Amen. So if we could all rise so we could pledge allegiance, and Santa Bob has the flag, so if we could turn our attention to him, and if you have a cover, please remove it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So at this point, we will interrupt the meeting while they still serve refreshments, and they're serving the foods with the last orders being taken. At the present time, I still have a clipboard with
Sign in.
signatures for sign-in. If you have not done that, please.
If you haven't signed the sign-in sheet, let us know. We'll get it to you so you can sign it.
No problem.
It's not all out there. It's completely filled out.
We moved from there in
So what did they put in the fridge?
We went to White Sands, and then we went to Carlsbad Caverns, had the bags and all that. We took the kids, and I would use our daughter.
Yes. No.
lend me their cards, or I have several cards. Trying to As it's raining.
Trying to figure out what people have left over.
I think she's trying to photobomb you.
Thank you for the pictures, by the way. Thank you very much.
So you're doing the reunion?
During the year.
Portion of the reunion for next year, the video. So if you have not seen it and you're interested, please see Steve. Santa Glenn, I believe you are an OC member as well? You're an OC member?
Yes.
Okay, he's also San Diego. So at this point, Craig has a visitor. If you'd like to go ahead and introduce the gentleman.
This is my friend. We met at Walmart.
We passed each other in the aisle.
We both said, "You look like Santa."
Yeah.
Really nice guy. Take it home, gang.
So here I am.
Yay, welcome.
Rue that day, you will.
If you did not say anything, he is Scottish. Okay. From the San Diego chapter, we have Eileen, our photographer for People Village. She has a guest, I believe.
Yes, this is my best friend, Patty.
Hi, Patty.
And I know a lot of you from when you came down for the San Diego reunion in 2016. I was the photographer in the foyer of the hotel. So it's really nice to see you all again.
Good to see you. Are you the photographer next year?
I'm sorry?
I bet you Irene is surprised you're hanging around with all these old guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have a sunshine report?
What report?
Hey, this month we have an anniversary Bob and Gretchen Callahan.
How many? 49. 49!
And Ed Howie has a birthday. Are there any other February birthdays here?
Santa Dawn Airman! Santa Bruce!
Mama and Papa Claus had an
Any
anniversary.
anniversaries?
Yes. Okay, Steve is here.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Frida?
Yeah.
What is
38 years.
this month?
Wow.
Okay. Judy Tardy?
15.
15 years this month. I think our winners here today are Mama and Papa Claus at 56 years.
My God, that man needs a better lawyer.
I just want you to know they waited for 20 years to have me.
I was going to say if it wouldn't have been for
Okay, say happy birthday to all the birthdays here in the room. Now 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Happy birthday to you. Lucky Chris Mahana-Kwansadon.
Okay, so with this being the first meeting of the new year, we did have one last meeting in October over at Olive Garden.
Listen up.
Did anybody, or has anybody seen or reviewed the minutes from the last meeting in October?
Move to they be accepted as distributed by email. I second the motion.
Moved and seconded.
Okay, is there a vote? Yay?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
Vote accepted. Thank you. At this point, Bob, are you ready for a treasurer's report?
Yeah, it's on the back of the flyer I sent out. last month going into the meeting?
We're blank, Bob.
I got one.
Did you get one? Oh, it's like raffle. Remember I told you some people have it, some people don't. I guess we have it.
Okay, we had a good amount of money going in last month, and the Christmas charity was lucrative, and we added $55, and Bernie donated back another $20, and blah blah.
Thank you.
Another $15, and Ted Toddy donated $25 to the thing. And so, for the end of the year, why we ended up with $1,459 for our Christmas charity to turn over. So
Ted Tardy donated that back.
We got a good start for this year, and I thank you all. We now have $120 in the Orange County chapter bank account, and several people have paid dues, and that has not gone in yet. So we're just carrying from last year to this year. We got $120, and we passed out all the money for Christmas charity last year. So we got $120 before the 50-50 today and dues.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Move to accept the treasurer's report as submitted.
Second.
And seconded.
Is there a vote to accept?
Call the vote.
Call to vote.
You call the vote. All in favor.
All in favor, please. Aye. Any nays?
Nay.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
No, I meant there weren't any.
Okay.
She was just whinnying.
Okay. So, Elizabeth, do you have any more books to sell?
I think
or-
there's five more left.
Okay, she has 5 more books. If anybody would like them, $12. Cash or check, I think. Checks maybe to Elizabeth. Okay. Thank you for the reunion committee. It was an excellent event.
Yes.
The planning, preparation, assembling, conducting it, and breaking it down. So I think everyone had a great time. I did. So, any comments about the reunion?
Thank you.
Thank you, Diva. You know, for those of you who don't know, this was one of the more challenging reunions to begin with. Out of the blocks, we were about as ambitious as we've ever been. This was our most ambitious reunion attempt ever. And as it turned out, in the 30-day run-up to the reunion, we suffered quite a few hits to our staffing because of the weather and other health concerns. In the final run-up, Diva had to take over. She's always been our raffle chairman anyway. But we lost all 3 of our decorations committee chairs to health problems in the 10 days before the reunion. Diva took over for that and did all of our decorations for us, and with her posse, of course. So just want to say thank you to her. And in the 30 days before, we also lost our most experienced reunion chair. So we had to have members step up. Thank God Dave and Corey Nelson from the Inland Empire chapter were standing in, and they were able to pick up the slack. And with
Registration.
for registrations, I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear. Yeah, the registrations is one of the most challenging tasks on the weekend. We lost our best people at the very last run-up, and thank God we had some people to step in. As far as I can tell, we had more plates spinning this weekend than ever before, and as far as I can tell, nothing hit the ground. So just thank the good Lord above and the flexibility of our guests and the experience of our planning committee, not the least of which are these two right here. You never see her on the stage, but he wouldn't do anything if it wasn't for her. He couldn't do anything if it wasn't for her. Same thing with me. It's just she does so much, we put her on the stage to get some kudos also. So thank you to everybody who pitched in. Great reunion.
Okay, with that in mind, if anybody has any pictures to send to the reunion, Rick said he's already gone through 10 pages of them, but he's still receiving pictures. So if you have pictures that you'd like to get into the yearbook or the memory book, please send them to the website so that they can screen them to make sure that they are included.
Everybody that went to the reunion should have gotten the after reunion guest survey. I hope you took time to complete it. We appreciate your feedback. Also, if you attended the reunion, you got a separate email inviting you to share your favorite photos with the reunion committee. There was a link in there that you could send them to us as email attachments. Preferably, you have a cloud account that you can drop your own photos in, and just send me a link. You have just a few more days to get your favorite picture in the yearbook, and then we're going to be compositing, and we'll hopefully be off to the printers by the end of the month. Shall we be as ambitious as that? I'm not committing to it. I'm not signing that check. Go ahead.
Okay, so any last minute items for the reunion side? I do appreciate everything that everyone has done to make this thing happen for you.
And you too, you were everywhere.
Well, yes and no. So, it's always good to be with friends and people that love each other, so that's my pleasure. So that's pretty much the old business. So for the new business, Bob, you discussed the chapter dues and the rules briefly?
Well, I have all these applications, and I was thinking, well, we don't need it. But then, when we do birthdays and anniversaries, why, if we don't have people sign applications, why, then we don't have birthdays, anniversaries, and maybe in some cases current addresses. So I'll pass out applications, and anybody can pay me today or Rick with the credit card. You must be a member of National Forbes in good standing, and you need to have attended 3 Orange County meetings. For somebody that's just coming in new, they can't join until they've been to 3 meetings. But once they've been to 3 meetings, why, then that's all academic. And you agree to be a nice guy.
Okay, so with that, like I say, the dues gives you a voting membership.
Can I add something here? This is the first time that this chapter, as Bob says, the Fraternal Order of Real Bearded Santas has local chapters, of which this was the original. In fact, this chapter is much older than Fraternal Order. It goes back to, the Orange County gathering goes back to the birth of the Real Bearded Santa world. As a result, since we've never had a roster, we've never had dues, the roster that we've been working off of has been basically grandfathered for 20 years, it seems like. And we literally did not know who were the members of the Orange County chapter. So this is our attempt to start fresh. Out of the block, starting today. You pay your dues, you remember the Orange County chapter, and conversely, the Orange County chapter will consist henceforth of those who have paid their dues.
By April, only those who have paid their dues will be voting.
Hear, hear. Bob Ostrout.
If we have already paid our dues, do you need us to fill out an application?
Are we not confused? We do understand that there is the Forbes dues of $25 annually, and now there is a chapter dues of $10 per member or associate.
Thank you.
So,
I understand.
Thank you. I apologize for that confusion. Forbes National has 25 annual dues. SotOC now has $10 annual dues. Yes, sir.
Is today the first day that the $10 dues are being collected officially?
No, some people have already paid them, going back to the...
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Some people paid ahead, but basically, yes, today is the first day.
Right.
Do you have a record of me having paid you? Do you have a record of me having paid you? It would have been before the reunion.
Yes.
For $10.
Yes. Before I had $20 Not that mine.
Okay, while Bob's passing those out, you can continue.
Okay, so with the application is it will clean up the roster. It will, if you fill out the information, it will provide an address, an email address, and a date of birth.
Please attend the speaker.
So we would appreciate trying to clean up our records for the future. This will help Sunshine Secretary for the birthdays, possibly anniversaries. I can't remember what the form looks like. In the case of somebody having an illness, medical instance where they're not at a meeting, if somebody can contact somebody within the group so that word can get out, and we would like to at least send well wishes. I send cards through the mail. Some of you have received them. But I mean, I'm still kind of one of those old-fashioned people. So communications in writing. So, okay.
And if people don't know, I'm sorry, Mr. President, and if people don't know how to get that information to our Sunshine Secretary, Ms. Debbie York, then you can get it to me and I know how to get it to her. You all know how to get a hold of me because you did.
Okay. So with that, we're about to do upcoming activities. So, sorry. So, Dina, would you like this on
All right.
We can't hear you. Middle room can't hear you.
No, that's okay, we're on to activities. So thank you all for coming today.
Go ahead.
He does this to me every time. He like tries to get my attention. No, go ahead.
And it just keeps getting funnier.
I know. Anyway, okay, so thank you all for coming today. It's been a pleasure, and I hope your lunch was good. We are already scheduled for next month at the Catella Grill on Catella and Main Street. Catella and Main in Orange. We were there last year once, and they have a nice back room for us, so we'll be going again. That is on March 16th. So wear your green for your St. Patty's Day. Okay. Also, I'll let you know before the following month what the next month one is. But we are going to be having another joint chapter picnic in June. Okay, so the third Saturday of that month is June 15th, which is the day before Father's Day. So I'm thinking we do it on the 22nd. There's 5 Saturdays that month. The Angels game takes place the following weekend, the last weekend of the month. So I'm thinking the 22nd, the last weekend of the month. So I'm thinking the 22nd, if everybody's cool with that, we'll do the 22nd of June. It'll be a joint chapter picnic at Irvine Park again. I will get there at 6 o'clock in the morning. You all show up later on and bring your food and bring all the
She
stuff
is
you
not
want to bring
kidding
in.
either. She will be
And I
there.
will be there to hold our spot. We'll be at the same spot. If you were there last year, I know you were. Those that were will be at that exact same spot because I'll beat somebody up to get it if I have to. I'll be there early. Santa Bernie, would you like to bring your barbecue? I love you, Santa Bernie. Santa Bernie brings our barbecue for us to the Angels games and to the Irvine Park joint chapter picnic. So we're also already scheduled in September for the yacht club. Ed Howie will be going out of town with his wife, or a lovely person, is lovely, for a few months. So we can't do it there till September, but get ready for that one too. And I'll be updating you guys as we go along on our other meetings. Thanks. Oh, but yes.
San Diego. Our event on the 23rd, June 23rd.
Okay. June 23rd, the San Diego chapter is doing their chili potato dinner for the, you guys also do it for Breast Cancer Angels, right? Yes, they also, we stole their idea. I'm not going to lie about it. It's obvious we did.
And made it work.
So, right.
Just
so,
kidding.
Well, no,
Just kidding.
they've done an awesome job down there. So we stole the idea and we did
Yeah.
our first one this past September. So June 23rd, which is the day after our picnic.
Yeah.
So come to our potato
Wow. Okay,
chili
so we
cook-off.
fit it all in. Okay. And then, of course, we too will be doing something probably again in September for our Breast Cancer Angels and doing our chili thing for our second annual. We know how to do it now. We'll get it right. Okay?
We hope.
The other thing is, before you were mentioning people that were here to visit with us, and I wanted to welcome my brother, Tom Giddings, and his lovely Kristen.
Big Tom!
This is the first time I believe they've ever been to an Orange County chapter meeting as Santa. And then of course my parents are here, but they're old news to all of us. But my brother and his lovely, and also he went to our very first meeting, but Santa Todd Rosine here worked with Santa Rick and I this past Christmas as an elf to see how it goes, because it was his first year this past Christmas. So he's joining our group, and I'm glad to have him with us. He's an awesome guy.
Can't really call it work, though.
I wanted to welcome him aboard as well.
Here.
That's it for the activities.
Set them up.
I would like to explain on these applications that I passed out. The bottom part of it, most of you all, is what we really want is any new addresses that you have, and we want your birthdays and anniversaries for our Sunshine Person. So this is why so many people are getting the application. They don't need you don't need somebody to sponsor you unless you're a brand new Santa. Yes, Esther.
Can we put 2 names on the one application?
Yeah, put 2 names on it and the birthdays of your spouse.
Okay. Does that say these on?
Yes.
A pen?
All right, does that cover everything?
Okay, on the new business, Santa Ted has a few items that he'd like to talk about.
First of all and foremost, I want everybody to know how we have to equip our sleighs for Christmas this year. Okay? If you want to see this up close, you come up and see. Take a look at it.
Mandatory upgrades from the
From the FAA.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I was talking to Jim this morning. There's a lot of things I want to see done by this organization. I don't quite know where to start, except to share an incident that happened to me being Santa Claus.
Go to the microphone. Go to the microphone. Yeah, go to the microphone. There you go.
Anniversary right on the side.
Okay, anyway, there was this young lady, and she came and sat down in my lap to get her picture taken. And I didn't even ask her. She just, took the picture and stuff, and she just said, I want Grandma back. And I sat there for a second and thought, what do I say? How do I go about, telling her about her grandma? So fortunately, I listen to country western music a lot. And somewhere along the line, somebody wrote a song about his daughter getting married, but her mother had passed away. And the girl was really upset about getting married. She cried, and her dad kept reassuring her that it was okay. And her mother knew what was going on, and that she was watching through a window, and then she was there with her. So anyway, thinking about that real quick, I decided to go ahead and say, okay, look, the grandma's in your heart, she's in your mind. So don't worry about it. She's watching you. She's with you all the time. Don't forget that. Just remember that Grandma is with you. She's watching you, and that's it. Well, she got up and she packed it, and she had a little bit of a smile on her face. But I tell you, that tore my heart straight up. You can't believe it.
Here, here.
Anyway,
right.
I would like to start something where each one of us has had an unusual encounter like that, so that we can convey to each other what to say or what to do, and maybe be a better Santa the next time it happens. Anyway, I hope that this goes on. And the next thing I'd like you to do is to start a newsletter, either monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, semi-annual. I don't know. But anyway, it's something that we need to kick around, it's something we need to do. We need to communicate with each other a lot more than what we have been. That's all I got.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Senator Ted.
Thank you.
Similar to Ted, when I sat at a mall in 2016, I had a mother stand next to me after her son got down off my lap. And she said that she had lost her mother 2 weeks before they saw me. At that point, if you're not counseling in grief or trained in counseling efforts, you really don't know. Words can never express a feeling. At that point, the only thing that I could do for this mother was to hold the mother, put my arms around her, and give her a hug. And like Ted, your mother is your angel in heaven, and she's with you all the time. The memories are there. Each of us create a lifetime of memories. So with that, like I say, that's it. Unless you're trained in a religious aspect, it's a separate issue.
Okay, I've got one more thing. I keep getting an email from a fellow by the name of Tim Carnegie. And he has arranged for a $5,000 donation to whatever. And what he's doing is he's splitting it up into 10 $500 scholarships. And I think that that's another one, all you new guys especially. If you haven't been here long, or you've done 1 or 2 years, and you don't know quite how to handle things, this is really a school and a half to attend. And if you can, it would be, the utmost. But I would like to see if we can't get some more funds in our trove of people here, that we can get maybe more than one scholarship for somebody in the club. That's it. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted. Each of us has an issue similar to what Ted had, what I had. So it's a spot of the moment kind of thought, and you say it without hesitation. The only thing you can do is a warm embrace and just talk. You both may cry, the family may cry, but after that, you feel better. And she came back after they closed the door, and she was literally beating on the door, and she said, "I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart." So those are far and few between, but they happen. So it's nothing you can prepare for. So at this point, our meeting is just about over. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to bring up for the new business side?
Hi, I passed a few of these out already, but if anybody likes arts and crafts shows, there's the Hillcrest Festival of Fine Arts in La Habra Heights this next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's free. There's going to be jewelry makers, pottery, woodworking. My husband is a woodworker. If any of you went to the San Maloof tour for the reunion, it was a wonderful tour. Some woodwork like that is what Michael makes. So If you want a card, please let me know. If you don't have one already, thank you so much.
Okay, Santa Bob.
Say it one more time. Right there. That's the front of the room.
Yeah, so if I can get everybody's attention. You know, one of the things that I see happening, not just in this group, but in other Santa groups, is that many of us have become rather stale in our performances. And quite often, a lot of people don't invest their time and their money in classes to improve their performance or their business. And this is something, even though you've been a Santa for several years, or if you're new, you should be taking some of your funding and investing it on something other than a new vest. And these classes can really, really improve what you do, bring you up from being a good Santa to becoming an excellent Santa. Santa True has given workshops before at the Forbes family reunions, and this year I've been after him for a long time, and he has finally decided to do a class here in Southern California. It's a 2-day class, 8 hours a day, for $200, and that is a real bargain. It's going to be in Anaheim, July 13th and 14th. I have a few flyers, and I'm really encouraging people to come. Santa True, he works on our performance, which we all can use some fresh new ideas, some new moves, some new ideas, you know, just keeping our performance fresh. If we're going to the same homes, the same time, every year, year after year, and we don't keep it fresh, that's not serving our customers well. So we want to bring an excellent Santa to them. Here's a class, $200, 2 days. So it's a really, really good bargain. Please come to me, talk to me about it. I'll give you a flyer, I'll give you the email address to sign up for it.
Thank you.
Take a vote. Okay, the time has come for our annual elections, chapter elections. We will be accepting nominations next month, and the following month we will be holding elections. But in preparation for the elections nominations process next month, we would like to impanel an elections committee. And before I do that, I just want to take a second to address the overall subject of volunteerism. I want you guys to understand that there is a very special blessing that comes from helping people who help others. Santas are givers. That's just a solid gold fact. Everybody knows that. Most of the Santas in this room and the Mrs. Clauses donate a certain portion of their season every year to performing pro bono for worthy causes and organizations and individuals. And of course our chapter donates quite a bit of money and time to needy families every year. But there is a very, very special core of individuals who serve those who serve others. And for everyone who comes to these meetings, for everyone who enjoys the camaraderie, the peer support that Forbes offers, you really should, I hope that you can search your heart and find that you can easily carve an hour or two out of your schedule every week to serve. And the easiest place to serve, to learn how to serve, is at the chapter level. We have a number of offices at the chapter level: president, vice president, treasurer, the sunshine secretary, the events coordinator. There is a lot of moving parts involved in making these monthly meetings happen. And those of us who have served the Christmas community and the Christmas Corps know that there's a special blessing for doing it for the Santas and the Mrs. Clauses. So I would strongly urge you to search your heart and find that you have an hour or two that you might be able to dedicate to performing some very simple functions for the chapter. The vice president is going to help with the registrations, with the rosters and things like that. The sunshine secretary, the events coordinator. There's a lot you can do, and even if you're not the chairman of that committee, you can just volunteer to help. Diva doesn't arrange all of these meetings every year. She just coordinates the people who do arrange the meetings in their own neighborhood. If you would like to host one of these meetings, get out in your neighborhood and find a restaurant somewhere in Orange County that has a separate room, hopefully like this, that'll hold 50 people preferably, 70 is even better, but...
Separate tabs.
Yeah, if you would like to host a meeting, that's probably the most base level you can serve the chapter. So just find a restaurant somewhere in your area and make arrangements, or just get a hold of Diva. She will help you make arrangements with that restaurant. And please consider volunteering to stand for elections in the Orange County chapter. The new guys are, this guy right here just joined a couple of years ago, and he was our vendor chair for our reunion this year. He really stepped up in a big way. So I really encourage you guys to try to find it in your heart, to find a couple hours in your schedule. So having said all of that, would anyone like to volunteer to be on the nominations committee for the elections for the chapter offices next month? Anyone at all? Okay. Thank you. Ted is going to volunteer. Anyone else? Anyone else? Guys, it don't get much easier than this. The nominations committee doesn't really have anything to do. But Diva's going to help out there. And Bob. Okay, so we have 3 people who are going to help us with the nominations next month. When we gather for our meeting next month, we will give further details. And seriously, again, plant the seed in your heart. Hope it blossoms before next month. Find it in your heart to serve the chapter. Thank you.
Okay, with that, we're just about done. My question for the election of officers, is it a 1-year election or a 2? 1 year? Okay, thank you. So with that, please consider what Rick has said about volunteering to be on the, there's at the bottom.
I would address that question. Interestingly enough, it's always been 1 year for all of the chapters, and this past year, San Diego decided that, you know, the president just really is getting the feel of it. The whole thing's really coming together, and then at the end of the year, why we get new officers. And we may consider rearranging our bylaws and having a 2-year term. It makes sense, and Steve didn't want to give it up after 1 year, so.
Let me answer that. Just to let you guys know, this is not my first time being a president of any organization. Back in the days when I used to work full time, I was the president. Actually, I started off as second vice president, and then I got elected into the first vice president for 4 years of the San Diego Law Enforcement Emerald Society. It's an Irish cop association. So there's a learning curve, and I know when I was on the Little League board, I used to piss people off because they were doing a bunch of stuff that the 3 people on the board, no matter what position they had, ran the meeting. So I was in charge of field maintenance, and they didn't like the fact that I was questioning authority because they were wrong. With all the experience I've had being on different boards, 2 years made more sense because there's a learning curve. And the way the progression normally works, the VP comes up and he will eventually take over the president either once he turns out or moves or something like that. So that's why we changed our bylaws. That's how much I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. It's fun. It gives me and my wife something to do. But it's more important for you guys to figure that out yourselves and see what's best. We don't have to do our elections but every 2 years. And everybody, it was unanimous. I think we had a couple people just kind of shake their head, but when the hands went up, everybody's hands went up. But it's more efficient for your group as a whole. It just makes it more consistent for at least 2 years.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Bob. Thank you, Senator Steve.
And might I add in passing that our current president
lives almost in San Diego. And our previous president was a member of the Inland Empire chapter, Lauren Montauk. So if you're, well, not exact previous, but anyway, right. So anyway, if you live in Orange County, please, these guys are really commuting to come here and serve. So if you live in Orange County, it really won't take much.
Craig.
Okay, Craig, please.
Hi, as having been a board member in the past, the only problem I find with the 2-year agreement is some people get into the post and they think it's great, but around the 1-year mark, they find it's, just not their cup of tea. And so when you go to a 2-year agreement, that allows the person not to be able to bow out gracefully. That I did my job, I did my part, I'm done. Well, 2 years kind of puts a kibosh on that. So I recommend not to change it unless because you can always run again. If you feel you're a president and you want more of it, run again. So 2 years I think is just a little too long. 1 year is great. 1 year works out, you go through the full cycle. If you want to run it again, most times, nobody will say no to you. So it's a good thing. I think the 1 year mark is a good length. Thank you.
So at this point, we're just about to end the meeting, and I think I've said it several times. David, do we have a dollar amount for?
Let's see.
Oh, no, it's 1 year and I don't want to do it.
230. No wait. But for the 50/50.
Don't want anymore.
I collected $234. So for the 50/50 today, I collected $234. 117 went to the breast cancer angels. We're splitting 3, but then after that occurred, after we split it out, some more people showed up and came to the table with some more money. So Santa Reggie came in and gave another $5. We threw that to the breast cancer angels. It's not in the 50/50. It was just too hard. Santa Earl donated $25 directly to the fund for the breast cancer angels. So we wanted to say thank you.
Hear, hear.
And today we have 3 cash prizes. And our first cash prize is in my first side, because I'm right-handed. And I love the lovely Patty over here. She's an awesome little chick. Wouldn't she make a great elf? Somebody should hire her as an elf, I'm just saying. We know her as Mugs, too. We had dinner or lunch with them on Tuesday last week? Monday. I played hooky. You didn't get that on recording, right? So anyway, we met them and had a great time, and I'm glad that you guys came up to here today, too.
Thank you.
Our first prize in the 50/50 is $55. I know that doesn't look like $55, but it is because there's a $50 bill here with 5 ones. So you can close out now if you want.
Okay, at this point, we'd like to go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
So moved and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Thank you, gentlemen.